Imagine a world vastly different from our own, a world teeming with strange and wonderful creatures both on land and in the sea. This was our Earth 252 million years ago, just before the dawn of the dinosaurs, but this vibrant world was on the brink of disaster. An event of unimaginable destruction was about to unfold, forever changing the course of life on our planet. This is the story of the Permian-Triassic extinction event, more ominously known as the Great Dying. The Great Dying was not just another extinction event, it was the most severe crisis life has ever faced. Imagine a force so powerful that it wiped out 90% of all marine species. Picture entire ecosystems collapsing, leaving behind a desolate and silent world. This is the grim reality of the Great Dying, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the awesome power of our planet. Before the cataclysm, Earth was a paradise for a myriad of creatures. The supercontinent Pangaea, a vast landmass encompassing most of the Earth's land, stretched from pole to pole. Dense forests covered its surface, home to a dazzling array of insects, amphibians, and early reptiles. The seas, too, were teeming with life. Trilobites, with their distinctive segmented bodies, crawled along the seabed, while ammonites, relatives of squid and octopus, navigated the water column with their coiled shells. The Permian world was a riot of evolutionary experimentation. Giant insects with wingspans exceeding 2 feet buzzed through the air, taking advantage of the oxygen-rich atmosphere. Amphibians, some reaching lengths of over 10 feet, lurked in swamps and rivers. Early reptiles, ancestors of the dinosaurs, were beginning to diversify and spread across the land. This was a world on the cusp of greatness, a world ripe with evolutionary potential. Among the most successful inhabitants of this ancient world were the trilobites. These armored arthropods, distant relatives of today's crabs and lobsters, had thrived in the oceans for over 270 million years. Their hard exoskeletons, divided into 3 distinct lobes, provided protection from predators and allowed them to colonize a wide range of marine environments. The trilobites, along with countless other species, had no way of knowing that their time was running out. The Permian seas were also home to a group of cephalopods known as ammonites. These fascinating creatures, easily recognizable by their spiral-shaped shells, were masters of buoyancy, using air-filled chambers within their shells to control their depth in the water column. Ammonites were highly successful predators, using their sharp beaks and powerful tentacles to capture prey. Their fossils, found today in rocks all over the world, provide a window into the incredible diversity of life that existed before the Great Dying. Deep within the Earth's crust, a slumbering giant was about to awaken. In what is now Siberia, a massive volcanic system known as the Siberian Traps began to stir. Over the next 2 million years, these volcanoes would unleash an inferno unlike anything the Earth had ever seen. The Siberian Traps eruption ranks as one of the largest volcanic events in Earth's history. Imagine rivers of molten rock flowing like liquid fire across the landscape. Picture colossal plumes of ash and toxic gases blotting out the sun and choking the atmosphere. The scale of the eruption was almost unimaginable. Over 1 million cubic miles of lava spewed out of fissures in the Earth's crust, burying an area the size of Australia under a thick layer of volcanic rock. The air became thick with poisonous gases, including carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and methane. These greenhouse gases trapped heat from the sun, causing the planet's temperature to soar. The Siberian Traps eruption was a disaster of epic proportions, a cataclysm that would forever alter the course of life on Earth. The immense quantities of greenhouse gases released by the volcanoes triggered a runaway greenhouse effect, sending global temperatures soaring. The oceans, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, became increasingly acidic, dissolving the shells of marine creatures and disrupting delicate food webs. As if the eruptions themselves weren't enough, they also ignited massive coal deposits, releasing even more carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. The air grew thick with ash and toxic fumes, making it difficult for many creatures to breathe. The once lush forests withered and died, replaced by barren wastelands. The Siberian Traps eruption was a perfect storm of destruction, a relentless assault on the planet's biosphere. As the planet warmed, the oceans began to change. The delicate balance of life in the seas was disrupted. leading to widespread death and destruction. Coral reefs, once vibrant ecosystems teeming with life, were decimated by ocean acidification. The once clear waters became choked with algae blooms, fueled by the influx of nutrients from the land. These blooms, while providing a temporary food source for some organisms, ultimately led to widespread oxygen depletion in the water, suffocating marine life. On land, the effects of the eruption were equally devastating. The soaring temperatures led to widespread drought, turning once lush forests into tinderboxes. Wildfires raged across the continents, releasing even more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and further exacerbating the greenhouse effect. The air itself became toxic, a suffocating mix of volcanic gases and smoke. The Permian extinction was not a single event, but rather a cascade of disasters. The initial blow came from the Siberian Traps eruptions, which released massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and triggered a runaway greenhouse effect. This led to a cascade of environmental changes, including ocean acidification, ocean anoxia, global warming, and widespread wildfires. These changes, combined with the toxic effects of the volcanic gases themselves, proved too much for most of Earth's life to bear. The Permian extinction was a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of life on Earth. What began as a regional volcanic event in Siberia had global consequences, impacting every corner of the planet. The delicate balance of Earth's ecosystems, honed over millions of years of evolution, was shattered, leaving behind a desolate and almost lifeless world. The Great Dying was a testament to the awesome power of nature and the fragility of life in the face of such cataclysmic events. The Great Dying, or the Permian-Triassic extinction event, was a time of unprecedented devastation. Evidence of this cataclysmic period can be found in rock layers around the world. These layers tell a tale of massive volcanic eruptions, climate change, and the collapse of ecosystems. Fossil records reveal a dramatic loss of biodiversity, with over 90% of marine species wiped out. Fossil records reveal a dramatic loss of biodiversity, with 70% of terrestrial species wiped out. This event reshaped life on Earth, paving the way for new forms of life to emerge. Despite the overwhelming destruction, life found a way to rebound. In the aftermath of the Great Dying, new species began to evolve and fill the vacant ecological niches. Early dinosaurs, mammals, and marine reptiles started to appear, setting the stage for the Mesozoic era. This period of recovery and adaptation showcases the resilience of life on Earth. It reminds us that even in the face of extreme adversity, life has an incredible capacity to survive and thrive. The story of the Great Dying serves as a stark warning for our future. Today, human activities are causing rapid changes to our planet's climate and ecosystems. The parallels between past and present are striking, and they urge us to take action. If we do not learn from history, we risk repeating it. The lessons of the past highlight the importance of preserving biodiversity, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and protecting our environment for future generations. Our planet is a precious and fragile home. It is our responsibility to care for it and ensure its health for the generations to come. By making sustainable choices, advocating for environmental policies, and raising awareness, we can make a difference. Each of us has a role to play in safeguarding our planet. Together we can create a future where both humanity and nature can coexist and flourish. Let us embrace this responsibility with hope and determination.